Chapter 19. The Teaching of the Inconceivable Dharma of the Buddha. The Bhagavan said to the youth Kandraprabha, "Young man, in that way Bodhisattva Mahasattvas, having heard the inconceivable and measureless benefits of the qualities that come from the Samadhi, the revealed equality of the nature of all phenomena, through wishing not to be fearful, wishing not to be terrified, and not to be gripped by terror, will become learned in the teaching of the inconceivable Dharma of the Buddha. Aspire to the inconceivable Dharma of the Buddha. Be wise in asking questions about the inconceivable Dharma of the Buddha. Be wise in seeking the inconceivable Dharma of the Buddha. Do not be fearful, do not be terrified, and do not be gripped by terror on hearing the inconceivable Dharma of the Buddha." The youth Kandraprabha placed his palms together, bowed down toward the Bhagavan, and asked him, "Bhagavan, in this way, how do Bodhisattva Mahasattvas aspire to the inconceivable Dharma of the Buddha, become wise in asking questions about the inconceivable Dharma of the Buddha, become wise in seeking the inconceivable Dharma of the Buddha, and not be fearful, not be terrified, and not be gripped by terror on hearing the inconceivable Dharma of the Buddha?" The Bhagavan replied to the youth Kandraprabha, "Those Bodhisattva Mahasattvas who listen to and hear this Samadhi, the revealed equality of the nature of all phenomena, and obtain it, understand it, keep it, read it out loud, disseminate it, meditate on it with unadulterated meditation, promulgate it, and make it widely known to others, will become wise in the teaching of the inconceivable Dharma of the Buddha. They will aspire to the inconceivable Dharma of the Buddha. They will become wise in asking questions about the inconceivable Dharma of the Buddha, and will not be fearful, will not be terrified, and will not be gripped by terror on hearing the inconceivable Dharma of the Buddha." After the youth Kandraprabha had been taught by the Bhagavan these words on accomplishing the benefits of the qualities that come from the Samadhi, the revealed equality of the nature of all phenomena, he again heard from the Bhagavan countless innumerable verses describing the benefits of the qualities that come from the Samadhi, the revealed equality of the nature of all phenomena. And it was at that time that the youth Kandraprabha attained this king of Samadhis, the revealed equality of the nature of all phenomena. Innumerable countless Bodhisattva Mahasattvas attain the great higher cognitions. Countless beings also develop the motivation that is directed toward great compassion. This universe of 1,000 million worlds shook in 6 ways. It trembled, trembled strongly, and trembled intensely. It quivered, quivered strongly, and quivered intensely. It shook strongly, and shook intensely. It shuddered, shuddered strongly, and shuddered intensely. It quaked, quaked strongly, and quaked intensely. The east sank, and the west rose. The west sank, and the east rose. The north sank, and the south rose. The south sank, and the north rose. The perimeter sank, and the center rose, and the center sank, and the perimeter rose. An immeasurable radiance shone in the universe. There fell a great rain of divine incense. Devas and their sons gathered in order to listen to the Dharma. High in the sky they heard the innumerable verses on the benefits of the qualities that come from the Samadhi, the revealed equality of the nature of all phenomena. All the Devas and their sons felt pleased, delighted, thrilled, joyous, happy, and glad, and they emitted cries of joy and laughter. They let fall a great rain of divine flowers of various kinds. They played many thousands of trillions of divine musical instruments, and they proclaimed the following words together as one voice: "Aho! We have obtained something that is excellent to obtain. We have heard the innumerable verses on the benefits of the qualities from the Bhagavan. Bhagavan, just as the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, the youth Kandraprabha, attained this Samadhi, the revealed equality of the nature of all phenomena, we also, Bhagavan, will together at that same time attain this Samadhi, the revealed equality of the nature of all phenomena." At the time when the Bhagavan was teaching the Dharma on Vulture Peak Mountain, to the assembly that was like an ocean, the Gandharva Pankasika, in order to honor and serve him, descended from the sky and, accompanied by the sound of 500 musical instruments, remained before the Bhagavan. The Gandharva Pankasika thought, Just as I render service and honor in Sudharma before the devas of Triyastrimsa and Sakra, the lord of the devas, by singing them songs, in that same way I shall sing in order to make an offering to the God of gods, the Tathagata, the Arhat, the perfectly enlightened Buddha. Then the Gandharva Pankasika stood up before the Bhagavan holding a lute, the body of which was made of beryl. He was accompanied by the music of 500 other Gandharvas holding musical instruments. The Bhagavan thought, I shall perform a miracle so that the youth Kandraprabha will attain skill in the realization of the inconceivable Dharma of the Buddha, so that he will not waver from the Samadhi, the revealed equality of the nature of all phenomena, and so that I may manifest the Gandharva Pankasika's skill in singing and playing the lute. Then the Bhagavan performed that miracle, and through the power of the Buddha the 500 instruments were played excellently. From that excellent playing there came the sound of the inconceivable meaning, which was united with the true nature, and these verses of the realization of the inconceivable Dharma of the Buddha were sung. Within the breadth of one hair there are as many Buddhas as the number of grains of sand in the Ganges, and those jinas have as many Buddha realms too, each one separate and with distinct characteristics. Within the breadth of one hair there are 5 kinds of beings, the beings in hell who are animals, those in the realm of Yama, the devas and humans, without overlapping or being squeezed. Within that space there are the lakes and oceans, all rivers, and similarly ponds and springs, without overlapping or being squeezed. In that way the Buddha's Dharma is inconceivable. Within that space there are numerous mountains, Cakravala, Meru and Sumeru, Musalinda and Mahamusalinda, Vindhya, Gurdakukata, and Himavat. Within that space there are terrible hells, the horrible Tapana and Pratapana. Those who have fallen into those hells experience the sensation of suffering. Within that space there are divine places, 12 yojanas in size and beautiful. Within them there are many thousands of devas who experience bliss and divine pleasures. Within that space there are the births of Buddhas. There is illumination from the teaching of those who know the world. Those who have not trained in pure conduct and who have no wisdom will not see them. Within that space they hear the words, the Dharma has ceased, the guide has passed away. Within that space there are some who hear, the guide lives and he teaches the Dharma. Within that space there are some who perceive that they live for countless years. Within that space there are those whose time is ending. They hear the words, you have not long to live. Within that space there are some who have the perception, believing that what their mind perceives of seeing and making offerings to Sagatas and pleasing the Buddhas. Yet there is no arising and no making of offerings. A man dreams he is in a house, experiencing the bliss of sensory pleasures. When he awakes, he does not see those pleasures. He knows that it was a dream. In that way, what is seen, heard, thought, or known, all of this is unreal, like a dream. The one who has attained the Samadhi will know this nature of phenomena. For people such as this, there is no pleasure or displeasure. They are always perfectly happy in the world. Those who delight in vast forests become perfectly happy mendicants. Those who have no thought of mind, those who have abandoned all attachments, wander in the world like rhinoceroses, and roam like the wind through the air. Meditation on the path, the development of wisdom, the emptiness and selflessness of all phenomena. He who meditates on these dharmas will have unending confidence. The people in the world whose minds have no attachment, they are perfectly happy in this world. Their minds are always like the wind, knowing no attachment to pleasure or displeasure. It is suffering to be with that which is unpleasant. It is suffering to be separated from that which is pleasant. Finally, abandoning both of these, those happy people delight in the Dharma. The one who has attachment on hearing this Dharma, and animosity on hearing that which is not Dharma, goes astray through conceit and pride, and overpowered by pride, experiences suffering. Those who remain in equanimity are always free of arrogance and depression. When faced with the pleasant and unpleasant, they always have a liberated mind. Those who maintain perfectly pure, correct conduct, who remain always in inconceivable dhyana, and delight in the peace of the forest, will never know the arising of doubts. Those who engage in that which is unreal, the fools who are always enjoying sensory pleasures, like vultures attracted to a corpse, they always fall under the power of Namuchi. When these verses had been created through the sound of the lutes, the youth Kandraprabha attained skill in the realization of the inconceivable Dharma of the Buddha. The Gandharva Pankasika attained the patience that was in accord with that sound. Countless beings, both devas and humans, developed the aspiration to the highest complete enlightenment, and countless beings were benefited. Conclusion of the 19th chapter, the teaching of the inconceivable